Hey there, my little red bots. This is Red J Let's Play, and we're gonna start the challenge at the Chamber of Secrets finally.
What are you doing here? This place isn't safe. Do you think you have what it takes to make it to the Chamber of Secrets and claim your reward? Begin your journey down the dark corridor. You're on your way to the girls' bathroom, but... Shh. Oh no. You've been spotted.
Oh dear, we are in trouble.
I do hope you're prepared for the first challenge. Mr. Filch knows much about Hogwarts, so there'll be no getting around him without answering his probing questions correctly. Get them wrong, and you may actually see him smile. Put the following items into the order that Harry Potter used them in the movie to defeat Tom Riddle and the Basilisk.
Why they would just put a menu of just an arrow and a option to back out is interesting, but as you saw, well, there was an Easter egg arrow in there. We'll explain what happens later. So, the question was, in which order were these items used to defeat Tom Riddle and the Basilisk in the Chamber of Secrets? The options are the hat, the fang of the Basilisk, forks, and the sword of Gryffindor. If you remember, Harry was like, Dumbledore will never be gone, not as long as those who remain in are loyal to him. And if you remember, Dumbledore will literally set ahead a couple of days or hours before that help will always be given at Hogwarts to those who ask for it. As such, Fawkes is quick to arrive in the chamber.
Very good. And following Fawkes?
Well, Fawkes just so happened to be carrying the sorting hat, but we'll get to that hat later. You can go in order of which was introduced first, but then technically the fang would appear here next, as it was on the Basilisk, and that isn't exactly what it's going for. Nevertheless, in the order that he did help in the fight against the Basilisk, Fawkes takes the Basilisk's eyes out, so Harry won't be able to get petrified, let alone killed by its notorious gaze.
And was thus not forced to fight blind.
And the hat is the next thing to do any real good.
Yes, it was. But what was next? The sword or the Basilisk's fang?
Well, the fang was never used against the Basilisk. The sword was pulled out of the hat as both were possessions of Gryffindor himself. And Harry was like, and but when he pulled it out, the fang had embedded himself into his wrist. That was actually a good thing, as he used it to stab the diary in such a way that Tom Riddle that the Horcrux inside is destroyed to the tune of lightsaber sound effects.
That's right. And the Basilisk's fang followed. Next challenge. Put the Basilisk victims in order of their attack in the movie, beginning with the first and ending with the last.
So the options we have as to the Basilisk's victims are Justin Finch-Fletchley, Hermione Granger, Colin Creevey, and Mrs. Norris, Filch's cat. If you guys remember, they found Mrs. Norris petrified with the message of "The chamber has been opened, enemies of the air beware."
Very good. Mr. Filch did not take kindly to this event. Can you remember who was next?
From what we've seen in the movie, we're meant to have gotten the impression that the Basilisk may have attacked Colin during the Quidditch match because when Harry and Malfoy were flying past him, he had his camera to his eyes, and likely that's when the Basilisk has got him.
Quite right. Colin's camera truly saved his life this time. Next victim.
If only he knew that, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure but I'm pretty sure that he was one of the casualties during the Battle of Hogwarts anyway. So Mrs. Norris's life was saved because there was water on the ground on that day, and she only saw the Basilisk's reflection. Justin Finch Fletchley, when he was attacked, he saw the Basilisk through Sir Nicholas, who got the full blast of it. But being a ghost can't die again, I think.
Exceptional. And Hermione Granger was fourth and final.
Using a mirror to peek round corners in case...
Now, onward to the girls' bathroom. There's much more to be done and danger is very near. What's that? Oh no, you've been caught again.
Do you have any idea how serious this is?
It seems you've been detained by Professor Snape. Not necessarily a good thing. However, if you can answer the following questions about Hogwarts correctly, you may be able to continue on to discover the Chamber of Secrets. Match the following magical creatures to their masters from the movie, beginning with Fang.
So it'll go down the list of magical creatures, and we basically have to assign them to a master. You have Lucius Malfoy, who is in the same position he had during that very improvised scene. Interesting story that when he came up with the "Let us hope that Mr. Potter will always be around to save the day," and Harry replied with what he did, the actor Jason Isaacs was like, this ain't just a kid. This is a 12, 13-year-old actor.
Extremely capable.
Amazing. But anyways, the other options we have are Argus Filch, Rubeus Hagrid, and Albus Dumbledore to pair to Fang the dog, Fawkes the phoenix, Dobby the house elf, and Mrs. Norris the cat. As it's going down the line, we're going to say that Fang belongs to Hagrid.
How fortuitous. But can you match Fawkes as well?
The thing is, Fang and Mrs. Norris we've seen in the Philosopher's Stone. Fang during the wander through the Forbidden Forest in detention, and Mrs. Norris giving off signs that she may be half nasal when she isn't. But anyways, Fawkes we see bursting into flames. He was on a perch next to Dumbledore's desk, so let's do that.
Correct. You'll be on your way if you can identify who is most closely associated with Dobby the house elf.
It's amazing that Harry freed Dobby. Dobby defends him from Lucius, his old master. But only 5 or so years later, Dobby sets them free from Malfoy Manor, and just as they're apparating away, her wife Narcissa's sister Bellatrix is like, bam, and throw a knife during your apparition and stab Dobby in the goddamn chest.
Remarkable. And Mrs. Norris belongs, of course, to Mr. Filch. Not bad. Bring on the next challenge. To suit his dark purposes, Tom Riddle reveals characters from the past in a very specific order. Can you show us that order?
I don't know if he was planning to show that specific memory through the diary, so that he would show to any viewers himself as a presumably prefect of Slytherin, supposedly playing the innocent while witnessing Moaning Myrtle's corpse being rolled away. Hey.
That's correct. Who would come next?
And then him talking to Dumbledore about their problems and how he was like, "Sir, if it all stopped, if the one responsible was caught," and he was like, "I think I know of Aragog, so I'll pin it on that goddamn spider and his master Hagrid."
That's right. And as you know, Hagrid was protecting Aragog. Onward to the next challenge. You're getting quite good at this, you know. But don't get ahead of yourself. You haven't reached the chamber yet.
If you die down there, you're welcome to share my toilet.
Moaning Myrtle is terribly upset and not very cooperative, so you'll need to match the following familiar faces to the voices you hear, or you may end up just like her. Be quick, dark forces are at work. In the movie, which Hogwarts student said, "So there really is a Chamber of Secrets"?
While it may throw you off, what they're actually thinking of was Ron's, "Do you think it's true? Do you think there really is a Chamber of Secrets?"
Good listening. In the movie, who said, "You three had best be looking after yourselves"?
That one was actually word for word, and it just so happened to be a warning from Hagrid to Harry and friends. In the meantime, though, you three had best be looking after yourselves. All right?
Good ears. In the movie, which creature makes the following sound?
I forgot to go through the options for the last two things. The first one was Malfoy, Colin Creevey, Harry and Ron. Then it was Dumbledore, Uncle Vernon, I think Filch, and Hagrid. And here we have Fawkes the Phoenix, Hedwig, whose theme became so synonymous with the entire Harry Potter French name, Dobby, and a Mandrake. And it's Fawkes.
Very astute. Excellent. However, you're not going anywhere unless you can find the secret passage. Study the sinks before you and use your arrow keys to make a selection that will lead you to the Chamber of Secrets.
So in every screen, you're given every opportunity you can to back out and hit the X button to finish the challenge. Now it's one of these sinks here.
That's one attempt down the drain. Try again.
And it's very hard to tell which is the right one, but it's this one here, I think.
That's right.
There we go.
Quite remarkable. You've done it. Now you can pass through the secret entrance that leads to the Chamber of Secrets. But one more challenge awaits. Listen to the following Parseltongue passages from the movie and select the one that will open the door to the chamber. Hurry! All this hissing makes me nervous.
So number 1 and number 4 were used during Dueling Club. Number 3 was used to open the door that we just came through. Number 2 was used to open the chamber.
Congratulations, you've done it. You may now enter the Chamber of Secrets. Should you want to return in the future, just look for the secret passageway located at the beginning of the chamber challenge.
Cut to showing off the Easter egg there now.
What are you doing here? This place isn't safe. Do you think you have...
So there's the Easter egg that takes us straight on through to the chamber.
Legend has it that the chamber was originally built over 1,000 years ago by Salazar Slytherin. Only his true heir can unleash the unbridled horror within and purge the school of all mudbloods. Use your arrow keys to go forward, left, right, and to look behind you. But do take care. Few have survived the beast.
Alright guys, sorry about that sudden jump cut. Cut straight takes the end. I brought you guys straight here because much like the other tour style activities in this disc, it's not completely linear, so you don't have to go straight on down to the front. When you get head all the way to the front, you can go backwards.
Don't back away now. After all, there's no way out but forward.
Because I want to show you guys everything, I'll be showing you guys what happens when we try and back it away.
Go back if you must, but you've accomplished so much. After all, you're still alive, aren't you? You still have a few more things to discover if you choose. Press ahead, or find your way through the secret passage. The choice is yours.
Whether there even is a secret passage, I don't know.
You're not even halfway into the chamber yet. If you're afraid, just remember that the greatest wizards face up to fear with courage. Let's press on, shall we?
So now that we're done with that, I can tell you that there were no Easter eggs to straight up fully back out. The only Easter eggs that there were the ones that I was aware of. So let's have a look at them.
Take a better look at some of the snake figures. Many fearsome beasts roam this world, but there are none more deadly than the Basilisk, king of serpents. Shut your eyes tight if he comes upon you.
See, this is why I love like the earlier films, like, and you've really got to admire them if you're into filmmaking, because you've got to admire them for actually taking the time and effort and putting the money in to build things like this.
The basilisk can smell human flesh, and his venomous fangs seek an endless supply of prey. Now that you've been warned, just make sure you can find your way out.
So the Easter egg snake figures go like back and forth, go like left, right, left, and then in front.
With all its malice, these snake figures represent evil incarnate. Is it any wonder Salazar Slytherin chose to seal such a deadly beast within the chamber?
I assume he and his lineage have a very strong connection with snakes. Hence why Voldemort has a pet snake in Nagini.
Up ahead is where Tom Riddle summoned the great basilisk.
I say pet, but yeah.
What's that? I'm getting skittish. Walk carefully. The secret of the chamber is within your grasp. Don't dawdle. Time is not in your favor.
So, yeah. Apparently I was wrong.
Where is Fawkes when you need him?
Apparently I was wrong in the direction you have to look to get all those things. Let's go.
See the water glistening before you? You can almost feel the serpent's breath.
Now all the remaining Easter eggs are just within this one area.
Let's move swiftly across this water. The Basilisk could be anywhere, and only Salazar Slytherin's heir can control it.
Hence why it's unleashed from here.
Salazar Slytherin, one of the original Hogwarts 4. It feels as though he could cast you into oblivion.
Yes, that is the head of Salazar Slytherin. But anyways, I don't know if there's anything interesting to look at, but I'd look at all the directions around the snake figures, but looks pretty much all the same to me, so yeah. Let's finish up this tour and this whole thing.
You've done it! You've found your way out! At least, I think this is the right way.
Okay now, so that was the challenge of the Chamber of Secrets. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button. Share the video, favorite video if you did. Do a lovely start. Tell me in the comments down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. Your support is always appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.